And we're going to open it up really quick to questions and see if any of our audience members have questions for us. And then we're going to wrap up with some takeaways. So, Ankita, I don't know if we have any questions from the panelists, for the panelists.
Yeah, so one question that I'm getting is from Kylie. Yeah, so do any of you still encounter hurdles based on your gender, ethnic origin, or religion? Now you are so successful in your fields. Yeah.
I want to say something. So in 2019, I got an opportunity to keynote at a Global AppSec DC, which is an OWASP conference. Back then, I was not a board member. And when I was asked, it was a point turner because being an Indian, never been there, everybody, all of the people around me said, you're going to be keynoting. So the fun fact, I only told 2 people and my family, like 2 of my mentors and my family about that I am getting this opportunity. I had all the jittery feeling, nervousness, because I have given talks, but never a keynote, because 1,000 people would be in room and you'll be delivering in front of them, and then a big stage, because I have seen the conferences keynote stages, and I was like, I don't know, but I just went with a positive feeling and said a yes, decided a topic. So that time people said, do you really want to do a keynote? Like, do you think you are ready for it? I remember getting messages on my WhatsApp and people telling me about it. I just went back. The first moment was like, whether I'm doing the right thing or not. Then I went back and thought about it, checked with few people, told that I want to do it, but this is what I am seeing. They said, you want to do it, right? What will happen? You'll freeze at the stage. That's the least will happen, but at least go to the stage. So I think that made me feel that yes, I can do it. But those 2 months of preparing for that keynote was very scary. I used to wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, prepare for it, and then go to office and do all the house things. But then I think the keynote went really well. But those things around people that, yes, do you think you are ready? Do you think you should be doing it? Do you think being a woman, talking about not a gender diversity, do you think you should be doing it? Because diversity is bringing people from different aspects, different cultures, different colors, different age groups, right? We all are from different countries, different origin, but that's what it is. So that was my topic, and that also sparked a lot of things around. But I think that just vanished once I think that was over, but they're still there. Dr. Reem.
Yes, I loved what
Dr. Reem, your voice.
We can't hear you. Your voice, your audio went out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I was saying I totally relate to Vandana. Again, despite of being different generation, but we're still the same women and going on the same career, even in not in cyber, in tech, in science. So yes, there was always a hurdle about our ethnic, our religion, and sometimes we get bullied. However, again, know your worth. I swear to God, if you know your worth, and if that presence and that confidence into you, it will be reflected as an aura, and everyone will start appreciating that. RSA conference is one of the leading RSA conferences around the world, and the cybersecurity conferences. And when I first attended that conference, I was like, oh my God, like my 8 years says, OMG, this is amazing, you know. And I learned, by the way, a lot from this 8 years daughter. She keeps me with the trend of these new generation X and Z acronyms, and it's amazing. It's even more challenging than cybersecurity itself. Back to our story. So when I was there in that RSA conference, I was saying, this is an amazing forum where all the leads and elites of cybersecurity researchers and SMEs are there. I would love to stand on that stage and share my contribution. And the years goes, and we do a success story in our oil and gas, which I was leading for the whole oil sector. I am leading the oil sector companies forum and initiatives. So we did a success story, and we thought of we need to share it there. I submitted that presentation, and in the same conference, I was also elected to do a keynote for She Speaks event. So just knowing that intention, and as Danyetta said, we have faith in our journey, and just put faith in yourself and what is the impact. My main purpose there is to share knowledge of that success stories in my energy sectors. Number two, to inspire our other Middle Eastern ladies that you can do it. Yes, it is a global event, but look at me, a mom, a leader, and with my own will, with my own identity, I'm standing there on two separate talks. One of them is purely technical, an oil and gas success story, and I did that. And the other one is a keynote and a She Speaks, where we share our journeys of leadership and cybersecurity. And that by itself inspired so much ladies. I know that's not only in my Middle East region. I know that has inspired so many ladies, even around the globe, that if she can do it, then we can do it as well. So yes, hurdles comes, and sometimes you hear people saying how we can understand and how we can really appreciate your knowledge if you are being black from top to toes. I say it's not about my looks, it's about what's inside my mind, and you can really sense it and realize it once you have active listening instead of active sights. So this is what really means, and three values: just know your worth, have faith in yourself, and it will reflect and enforce others to respect you, whether they were willing or not. Just have it in yourself, and God, your ecosystem, your sponsors, your cheerleaders, and even your mentors will always guide you through that way. So this is what I really wanted to share on the hurdles and being who I am.
Amelia, did you want to add?
Well, I mean, absolutely right. So the question, of course, is, do we still experience it? As you hear, yes, we do. Unfortunately, that's the case. But I've learned to not internalize what that is. Whatever that is, I always say that's the other person's problem, not mine. But let me tell you, we talk about faith and belief in ourselves and wanting to inspire. This doesn't happen at least for me, it didn't happen overnight. You know, it takes a little bit of training, and training your mind, and really being skilled at understanding who you are and how you want to show up. And I want to show up as Amelia Estwick, my authentic self. I don't want to show up as anybody else. So case in point, I had to give a technical talk. Same thing, wasn't a keynote, but it was a technical talk at Disrupt a couple of years ago, and I was in one of the larger ballrooms. And same thing, Vandana and Dr. Reem, I was nervous, you know, it's one of those things, but I knew the topic. So I said, you know what, it is what it is, right? So I walk in there, and it's about, you know, a couple of hundred men. And I said, okay, whatever, right? I'm giving this technical talk. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm just going to do it, you know, and the faces was just stoic, you know? So I think a lot of times, you know, we talk about imposter syndrome, which I know we didn't really hedge on, but that's kind of what this is, right? It's that imposter, like, do I belong here? Am I supposed to be here? Why did they ask me? You know, all this kind of things, right? Because you have a story, and you can and project. And let me tell you, after I finished that talk, I was leaving, and a couple of people stopped and talked to me and have follow-on discussions. And I remember thinking in my hotel room, like, oh my goodness, I bombed, right? But I was like, whatever, I knew what I was talking about. They got it, they don't, right? That's kind of how I took it. Well, a couple of weeks later, I get an email from the conference organizers, and they said, they wanted me to return. I had one of the highest evaluations in the conference. And I said, me? They were like, we would like to invite you back. So, you know, you never know, right? You just never know, because, you know, you want to be your authentic self, just like Dr. Reem and Vendetta said, you do your best, and your best will come through, right? That's all you can do. And so as far as the question goes, of course, there's still going to be, you know, all kind of, unfortunately, you know, discriminatory type of, you know, things that happen. I still occurred. I went to a kind of an invite-only hacker Uber kind of conference that was here in DC. And I just happened to know the keynote person who was speaking. I know that person quite well. And no one would talk to me at the conference. Everybody kept looking at me like, why are you even here? Like, how did you get in? And then the speaker was actually a woman. And when she got off the stage, she comes to me, gives me a hug. So good to see you. All of a sudden it was like, well, how do you know her? You know, everyone's like, what? You know, what happened here? So it's important. And it was nice that she did that. She did not have to do that, right? But it was easy for her to spot me because I was one of the only women in that room. But it was nice, you know, I went there because I knew she was going to be the keynote and I wanted to support her. And it was nice that she turned around and acknowledged me, because then it made me kind of a little bit more easy, right, at the conference. And what I try to do is, when I go to conferences and I see a woman sitting at the table by herself, because we know that happens sometimes, I go sit with that person. I purposely make sure that no one's sitting alone, or no one, you know, or they're not, if they're the first ones at the table, that I'm joining them, right? I'm letting her know that I'm supporting her. And I've met fantastic women that way. And we've had wonderful conversations, and it builds your network. So yes, unfortunately, that's the case. But you know what? Don't let it be your problem. Those issues are other people's issues. Just be yourself and you'll overcome that.
Absolutely great advice from these women. Self-worth and authenticity, that is the key.